Hello and welcome to Jacob's Toys 5 minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All supports the channel is very much appreciated. We are taking a look at the Avengers Puff Adder Build-A-Figure wave from Marvel Legends, in particular Molecule Man. Now this is a random one, let's be honest. I did not think we were going to get a figure of him. He does come with a Puff Adder Build-A-Figure piece. He also comes with a few little accessories here. But let's get him out of the box and take a look. Now, like I said, this is a random one. I did not expect to see a figure of Molecule Man anytime soon, especially not as a standalone figure in a wave, maybe as part of a box set or something. But either way, let's jump in and take a look. Now, I am a sucker for some bad guys. I do like building up the kind of bad guys in my collection. So having a classic bad guy like this is pretty cool. But yeah, what does he come with? He comes with a handful of accessories, as I stated at the beginning. Comes with two alternate hands, so two closed fist hands and two kind of gripping hands, or like scrunching hands, and of course some effect pieces. Now we've seen these effect pieces used on so many figures in the past. We all know how they work. You get their closed fist hand and you just slot the effect piece on, and it kind of fits on almost like a glove and creates the illusion of there being some kind of power coming out of his hand. But you know what? For this character, it does actually work quite well. So much so that I think this is one of the few that I'm actually going to display with that effect piece on his hand. Now, Molecule Man, ironically, even though this is part of the Avengers wave, has crossed over with the Avengers, but was originally penciled, originally appeared in the Fantastic Four back in the early 60s. He was a Fantastic Four villain and featured in a whole run of Fantastic Four comics, but then obviously did cross over with a lot of the other characters as well, and at some point did cross over with Avengers as well. Now, he was a lab technician, I think it was, or some kind of scientist. He did something in science labs, and essentially his what are his powers? He can control molecules basically. There's a whole storyline of how he destroyed all of his alternate selves, but then split his molecules again and put a version of himself in every single reality. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not 100% sure on the background behind this guy in that respect. I know that his name pretty much, he's from the era where if a character had a big hand, it was Big Hand Man, and if it had a loud mouth, it was Loud Mouth Man. This guy controlled molecules, so was of course called Molecule Man. Now the different versions of himself, I think, if I remember rightly, are slightly different. It's a bit Kang-esque, to be honest with you, a bit Kang-esque. But let's talk about him as a figure. As an action figure, they've really put the work in here. He definitely looks like he did in the comic books. The face sculpt is very cool. The costume is very cool, and this whole upper torso piece all looks like a new sculpt. As an action figure, it's definitely worth picking up. It's a unique sculpt, it's a unique character, and it will definitely look good on the shelf as part of your collection. But as a fan, as a comic book reader, there's a lot of characters I would have picked before picking Molecule Man. I'm not sure how I'm going to display him yet, whether I'm going to put him in my Fantastic Four, or whether I'm going to put him with the Avengers, or just randomly on a shelf with some other random characters. But if you collect Fantastic Four, you'd obviously know about Molecule Man. If you collect Avengers, then he could fit in there as well. Or if you just want to put him with some of the bad guys, this guy's got a bit of history behind him. Dates back to the early 60s, so he is definitely a well-established kind of Marvel character, although he has only popped up throughout various different storylines over time. You know what, as I even talk about it, he is potentially one that we could see in a Fantastic Four film in the future. That'd be quite an interesting one. It would tie in with a lot of the kind of multiverse stuff that the MCU is doing. He's not really been in pop culture all that much, like in television and stuff. I'm trying to think what his other powers were. I'm sure he could like shoot stuff out of his hands, and that's why we've got these effect pieces. But yeah, I mean, it's a cool action figure. We're at that stage now where we've had so many classic ones that they are able to give us a little bit more of the obscure ones. And as I said, if you collect sort of supervillains or bad guys, then this one would definitely fit in there because he has got some history behind him. But he'd also fit in with Fantastic Four. He'd also fit in with Avengers. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There we go, Molecule Man. Not a bad figure. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. Of course, do check out my channel where I do a whole bunch of 5-minute figure reviews on this wave and a whole bunch of others. But there we go, Molecule Man. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this one. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon.